means I'm going to climb higher. The candle means I'm going to focus on something more deeper than my physical reality. I'm going to focus on my soul, and I'm going to focus on climbing the ladder of my soul. I have a question now. If you have a Shabbat candle, and you have a Chanukah candle, and you could only afford one candle, the Talmud asks, what's first? What comes first? Shabbat candle or the Chanukah candle?
Shabbat. Shabbat.
So the rabbis explained in the Gemara and the Talmud, Shabbat candle goes first. Why? Because Shabbat candle is something even greater than the Chanukah candle. Even though the Chanukah candle represents our neshama and our going up and our soul power, Shabbat candle represents our shalom body. Shabbat candle represents the reason the Gemara says, why do we light Shabbat candles? To have peace in the house. You can't have a meal, you can't have a nice atmosphere in the dark. You need to be in the light. But what light comes first? The Shabbat candlelight or the Chanukah candlelight? Chanukah is in general, represents in general the soul power. But what's even higher than that, what's even more important than that, is our relationship with our spouse. So the Shabbat candle is first, which means our relationship with our spouse is of utter importance, it's of the highest level, even more important than the Chanukah candle. There was a story of the Chafetz Chaim's Rabbi, very famous story. The Chafetz Chaim's Rabbi would be very strict to light on time. Very famous story, the Chafetz Chaim's Rabbi. And once the Chafetz Chaim was by his Rebbe's house, and his Rebbe lived late. And it was very strange for the Rebbe to light late. And the rabbi explains, I was waiting for my wife to light. She would be upset, and I was waiting for my wife to light.
They both on work at the same time.
So we have after the Shabbat, and it's
saving
Chanukah.
it.
We need to bring in more light. We get busy, and we get busy with our schedule. But we must bring in more light to our relationship. Because when we do that, when we bring in more light to our relationships, things become easier. Things become easier. We go to work with an upbeat. We come home back with upbeat. Our kids are growing up in a home where they see love and respect. When we put in and we invest in our relationship, like everyone did here, we spent 3 days, there's a certain high that I feel. Everyone feels a certain high. But we know, right when we're going to go back on the highway, back home, we know there's so many things in our mind that we have to take care of. There's so many things that we have to do. We have to see our in-laws who are going to complain about our kids' babies. And we have to deal with this person and that person and this business deal and this deal and that deal. And a lot of times, when a person goes away from vacation, a lot of times he says, I need a vacation after vacation. But how beautiful it is that we're going from Shabbat to Chanukah, from light to light. So when you're going to light tonight with your wife and kids, bring your wife and kids together. Be open and tell your kids how much you love them, how much you appreciate them. Tell your wife, and your wife will tell you. When you light, it's a big thing to stay by the candles and not to rush out. You don't need to rush out. Stay by the candles and look and stare at the candle. The candle has a wick, that's our body. But the candle has the flame, which is our neshama, which is who we are, really, who we are. And we're always striving for greatness. But we have to have a different ladder. A lot of people put the ladder of success on something external. We have to put the ladder of success on something internal. Where is that wall? What's that wall of success? What do I consider success? We have to work on that, and it's not an easy question. It's not an easy question, and it's a struggle. What's considered success? But we know, ultimately, the main success, and people who are externally successful will tell us that they got to a certain level of external success. external material success. But he still felt there's something missing. As much as the person has externally, as much as the person has materialistically, there's still something eating the person up. He wants something deeper than that external success. The deepest thing a person can have is what the Gemara says. Near a light. To be connected to the light, Ish. You yourself have to be connected. Near Ish. You have to connect yourself. You have to focus on yourself, on your light. But near Ish, Ubeito, Chanukah, Shabbat, everything we do, it's to get that light, to get that near. How am I going to be more enlightened in my life? Ish, focus on yourself. When you focus on yourself, to enlighten yourself, to set times, to, if you can, in the morning or at night, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, to be able to enlighten yourself before you go out to work, after you come from work, with the ladies, before you go or after you go, to put 5-10 minutes into what am I living for? Why am I living? How can I make my relationship better? How can I be more there for my family? Unfortunately, we live at a time where if you ask a woman what she does, a lot of ladies will be embarrassed to say, I'm at home with my children. A lot of people will be embarrassed to say that. I'm at home with my children. That's not embarrassing. That is the most highest level that a person can do. That you can be at home with your children to raise them and they see the mother, not someone else raising the children. And for the father to say, tonight I can't see. I can't go with the boys tonight. I can't be with the guys tonight. Because I have to be home with my wife and kids. I need to be there for my family. Because if I'm not there for my family, if I'm not there for my wife, and my wife is not there for me, so the ladder becomes in the wrong area. The wall is the wrong area of success. But you do research, and I did that research. Of those people who became high-level people, they feel still missing something. You know why? Because they want a Ner Ish Ubeito. Our grandparents had that. Our great-grandparents had that. They had the Ner Ish Ubeito. They had that light that they lived themselves, Ubeito. So after the Shabbaton, it needs to be now, what can I take from here? If you try to take 5 or 10 things from here, it's going to be too hard. If you try to take one thing, how am I going to now be a better husband? How am I going to be a better wife? How am I going to be a better father? How am I going to be a better mother? Ner Ish Ubeito. When you have that, the Ner Ish Ubeito, we have the right ladder and the right wall. I give you a bracha, myself a bracha. Baruch Hashem, we got a big chizuk, a big inspiration. Let's take this inspiration and let's put it into something tangible. The rabbis say, inspiration is good only if there's something tangible. Inspirational speakers are great. But what's higher than that is, now what? Now what? And never get depressed. And never get down. You take one thing, small thing, that you can do consistently, that is success. Rabbi Akiva, and I'll end with this. Rabbi Akiva, he was not Rabbi Akiva in the beginning of his life. What did he see? What changed him that he became Rabbi Akiva? He saw a drip of water dripping into the rock. And he said, if this water that's dripping and making a hole in the rock can make a change in the rock, the Ner, my heart. Now, look at the water. Was it a big stream, like the fire truck water, or was it drip by drip by drip? That means a little. But if it's done with the right reason, it's consistent, you're making a deposit, and you're putting the emotional bank deposit, you're putting more deposits, and more deposits, and more deposits. With your family, with the Ner Ish Ubeito, it can make a hole in the rock. So whatever a person's background is, whatever the situation is, we can always have more light. And always built more. So, thank you, Emmett, for putting this together. Thank the whole staff. Thank you for coming and spending 3 days. Not easy. Thank you. We thank everyone here for taking time out, and connecting to their deeper near Ish Ubeito. Have a great, safe trip back, and B'ezrat Hashem, we'll connect with you, and we'll stay connected, and B'ezrat Hashem, we were going to have a great menorah lighting with all our families.